Welcome to the Major League Minute Podcast. This is Doc, and I'm here with GMP. We are here to talk everything Major League Volleyball. Thanks for joining us on the podcast. Please like, share, and subscribe, and follow us on TikTok and Instagram at the Major League Minute Podcast. Looking forward to today's episode. We're going to start with talking about our picks from last week. There were 7 matches. What did we go? We went 6-1,
which is not bad for our first week.
So we got 6 of them right.
Yep.
One of them we lost or got wrong, which matchup was that?
Atlanta versus Fury, the Vibe versus Fury. Yep. So Atlanta versus Columbus. So that match, I think, really shocked everybody because Fury ended up winning in 4, and it was a battle. It was an incredible battle. So this is what we want to see. This is so exciting. This is what we talked about last week of like, it's going to be a competitive year.
The parity
no
in
matter
the league
what.
is off the chain.
Yes. So in that match, we had Raina Terry show up. She was on fire, had 27 points.
Absolutely ham, hitting 361.
361, yeah. That really, I know you mentioned her last week as someone you were
Physical,
kind of highlighting,
strong,
and I was
outside.
like, yeah, I guess like I wasn't expecting much, so she came out and just like shocked us.
Went off.
Yeah, she went off.
Shout out Raina Terry.
I thought that Ashley Evans had a great match as well. I really liked watching her, and I kind of just second what I said last week of like, she's a very consistent, strong player. So I thought she did a great job
in the setter position for the Fury. Okay.
Yep. And then so that just kind of really rocked our worlds. We were like, what? No way. That's so exciting. Because at the same time, the Supernovas were playing the San Diego Mojo.
In front of 9,500 people on a Thursday.
On a Thursday night.
That was raining,
amazing.
Was supposed to be a snowstorm, never showed up. 9,500 people.
It rained a lot.
But no snow.
No snow. But in the back of the CHI where we park, it was flooded. I mean, when I showed up, tires were 2 inches underwater. So it was crazy, but that didn't stop everybody. So another great crowd. I mean, we had Bud Crawford there. I got to shake his hand.
Did you talk to him? Did you interview him?
I got to talk to him for like 30 seconds. But I basically had to introduce, how do you introduce someone of his stature? And like, I'm just like, oh my gosh, I'm like fangirling over you right now. But I got to introduce him to the entire CHI.
The best pound for pound fighter on the planet.
I mean, undisputed. It was incredible.
From Omaha at
local.
the Supernovas match.
Yes, it's just incredible support by him. We love when he comes to our games, and I think he would say that he actually loves coming to our games too. So anyway, the Supernovas.
He's not the only one you interviewed. You had another interview that night.
Coach Luca?
No. Yep, that one too. You were just going all over the place.
Who else are you referring to?
Sarah.
Oh, Sarah Parsons.
Player of or what record-breaking night she had?
Yeah, she had a franchise record. She set the record in kills and points in a 3-set match for the Omaha Supernovas.
Which leads us to Supernovas beat the Mojo in 3. Competitive though, competitively.
Yeah, it was competitive. I think the nerves of both teams kind of showed in the beginning. So after I think they kind of wiggled those out and got some nerves out of them, then it started to elevate a little bit. So it was competitive. I thought, Sarah Parsons showed up. She did a great job. San Diego's standout to me was actually Kayla Caffey.
Okay.
She came out of the middle, a former Supernova. Also, she played for Grand Rapids. So this is her 3rd year with a new team, but she hit 778. She had 8 kills on 9 swings.
Any blocks?
I'm not sure. I didn't look specifically into that. I didn't write it down, but just a standout performance by her.
That's awesome.
So then moving on, we had the Rise versus Orlando, the Valkyries, and that was a 5-set thriller.
5-set thriller.
Until the end. This is what I was talking about. Like these sets are only by 2, 3, 4 points max difference for the most part. And that is so exciting. That's why I think this league is going to be just very entertaining this week. And there's going to be so much action and so much heartbreak at the same time. Because I'm sure everybody's going to win and everybody's going to lose this year. So,
what happened in the fifth of that match?
Yeah. So Grand Rapids lost 15-4.
Oh, okay.
So they
ran out of gas.
They only scored 3 points. Their fourth point was actually a service error by Orlando. So just kind of a tough way to finish. But for Orlando, we had Charity Looper and Brittany Abercrombie, who just absolutely dominated. Charity Looper is someone that I had on my radar, but I didn't know if she was going to be ready to go at 100% this season right now, because she's also coming off an injury. So that's why I maybe didn't highlight her before. But she came in. She clearly is feeling good. She did a great job. We had Kaz Brown with 11 points, and 6 of those were blocks.
Wow.
So, yeah, that's a good night for her as far as a middle. And then for Grand Rapids, we had Elizabeth, not Beth. She's Romanian, actually.
How do you say her last name?
Enna is how I would say it. Yeah. So that's a huge spotlight alert for her. I thought she was awesome. Like I said, she's Romanian. She played in Korea, Poland, Turkey, Hungary. I think she's like 11 years pro.
Wow.
So yeah, dominating performance by her. So Orlando took that one in 5.
Great match though overall.
Yes.
Moving right along to Dallas versus Indy.
Yes. So
in 4.
That was also, there's a lot of anticipation, at least for me, with that match. I was really excited to see what happens. Big shocker there is that Lecator member Monet did not start. And I was like, what in the world is happening? Obviously, I don't know all things.
Well, she was injured last year.
Yeah.
Maybe working her way back, perhaps.
Yep. And I think that's actually what the commentators mentioned, is that she's still not at 100%. So she did not get the start, but her team needed her. She came in and she dominated. I think she let me see where she finished. She finished as the second highest scorer behind Teeler
for the match
for her team, for Indy. And she came in like in the second set, maybe it was third, I can't remember, but regardless, she was prepared mentally. Physically it seemed like she was doing fine. It didn't seem like she was limited by any means. So that was what shocked me right away. But these sets were by 2-point differences.
Right.
They were a battle. I thought Dallas looked great for their debut. Super impressed with their rookie, Sofia Maldonado Diaz.
Yes.
What did you think of her?
I think she did great on the outside.
Yeah.
Rookie.
Young
squad for the Dallas Pulse in their first year in the MLV.
Yeah, so they had 3 rookies, 3 young players on their court.
Mimi,
Sophia, and there's one more that I'm not thinking of.
Okay. And then we have Nati at the setter.
Oh, Malaya Jones.
Okay.
So she was on the court the opposite. She didn't get the start, but she came in and she was effective. So yeah, that's like, it's like you're either young or you're old.
Absolutely. I think Dallas is going to be a tough out. I think they're going to be scrappy. They're going to be a tough team that you're going to have to be reckoned with, especially down the stretch. I was very impressed with first professional debut match with Mimi Collier. Swing looks awesome. Connection a little bit with her and Nati might take some time to.
I think that is because honestly, I would think you would agree, but I was expecting more out of Mimi versus Sophia.
Exactly.
But it ended up being the other way around, which is fine. Everyone's not going to be the star player every single match, but I'm sure once they figure out a little bit more on connection, Mimi's probably going to be a little bit more consistent, is my guess. I want to point out to the low-key impressive player. That's what I've kind of...
Low-key impressive player. The lip?
Sure, I like it. Let's start naming the lip.
Okay.
Was Mia Toninga. I'm not sure how to exactly.
Setter?
The
From
setter
USC?
from USC.
Oh, yeah.
She didn't get the start, but she came in and she kind of lit it up.
Was a spark?
She did a good job for her team.
She lit it up for the Ignite?
It's like you planned that or something. No, I just wanted to point her out because I thought she did awesome.
Yes.
So moving on, Then we had the Omaha Supernovas versus Columbus Fury.
Yep, Novas won that one in 4.
Oh, things were a little shaky.
A little dicey down the stretch. Yeah, they found a way to right the ship and finish it off.
Yes, I was getting a little bit nervous, but again, this is another match that was 2 to 4 points differences, so it's super competitive. For the Fury, we had Megan Lush just took over this time. Reina was right behind her.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't have the 27 kills like she did the previous match, but that's okay. So Megan was really the leader there, but my lip player for this match was actually Reagan Pittman.
Out of the middle.
She hit 312 and she had 4 blocks. So just very impressed with her performance specifically. And then for the Omaha Supernovas, it seemed like we were very pin heavy this match. So Brooke and Sarah really led the way. But I don't know if you caught this, but we had our rookie come in.
Okay.
Kiara
Reinhardt out of the middle.
Yeah. Do you know what she did?
She had a good serve. I know she had an ace.
She hit 714. She had 5 kills on 7 swings, came in the 4th set.
5 kills when we needed her.
Exactly.
5 kills on 7 swings.
Yeah. In one set. So she came in, did a phenomenal job. And
confidence builder as a rookie.
How did that game end? You remember?
No, I don't. I've seen so much volleyball. I can't remember exactly how.
So they had a blocking sub, Nora Sist.
This is the match?
Yeah, okay. Came in. I forget Nora's married name now, so forgive me.
To break.
Yep. Yeah, that's what I was going to say. It's a T. She came in as a blocking sub for Brooke Nuneviller. They set I think it was a middle, and they hit it right into Nora's hands, and she got the game-winning point with the block. So that was a coaching point, but also Nora's point because she had to do the work, but that paid off.
Shout out Luca and Thomas
and Blake.
Yeah,
so that was fun. Then on Sunday, we actually had our first CBS game.
CBS Sports Network.
Yep. So that was pretty exciting. It was Grand Rapids Rise versus the Atlanta Vibe. And although the Vibe did win in 3, it also was another battle. So absolute grind. Atlanta's pins carried the team. I didn't really think that their middles were very effective this game, which I don't know if I've had a chance to process this thought, but I think middles are the difference makers.
Well,
and maybe that's a hot take. I don't know, but the most perfect example we see this is Texas A&M this last season. Their middles, both of them, sure,
took over the
one
matches.
Was maybe a little bit more stood out more than the other, but they both dominated, were effective both offensively and defensively, and I think that's really like an X factor a team needs. So I don't know why I just went off on that tangent, but I did.
Hey, invaluable are the middles.
Yes.
Holding the middle down.
And I must say that I think the middle position is the hardest position in volleyball.
I agree.
It is so hard. So hard. And I don't think people give them, I don't know, it's like they don't intentionally give them credit, but it's like, it's just an undervalued position in my opinion.
Shout out to Paige Briggs Romine.
Yeah, she was the high scorer for their team. She was very strong, and as you know, we just kind of spoke with Thomas. He said that she's really put in a lot of like physical work. She looks even stronger than she was last year, which is surprising to me. Or 2 years ago, is because she's already a strong player. She's pretty. I mean, just looking at her, like physique wise, she's got muscles. She can hit really hard, but he said that's only elevated this year. So looking forward to seeing her in person. But the big question I have here is Grand Rapids going to be able to finish games?
What do you mean by that?
They lost in the 5th to Orlando 15-4.
When you see that, did they lose another one close down the stretch?
Yeah. And then with the Vibe Rise, their first 2 sets were absolute battles. And then the third set is like easy.
When you see that, what is that an indicator of to you as a former player and former coach? What is that saying about your team?
Yeah, I think it speaks volume of the team. I think the coaches can do a all that they can. And I do think they deserve some of the, I don't want to say blame, but the credit. Yeah, the responsibility. But at the end of the day, it's the players and it's their culture. And so that's something that they're going to need to figure out. Who's going to be the leader in those moments, not only to physically perform, but to really vocally step up and get their team to just grind.
Grind it out, grind it down, and find a way to extend matches, to make them to keep them competitive through the extent of the match without falling off of in intensity and execution.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's my big question for Grand Rapids. I think that they are dangerous. I think that they're going to be very competitive, but as we've seen in the first 2 matches, and I know it's super early, so don't quote me that this is going to be all season long, but just from what we've already seen, can they finish?
Right. That takes us to Orlando versus the Mojo. I actually watched this game and enjoyed watching it. I really enjoyed watching the energy and enthusiasm of the Mojo. They seem to be having a ton of fun. Yes. They're not winning games. I don't think they have a win yet. Are they 0-2?
They're 0-2, yeah.
But they're having fun. They're competing.
I would agree with you. I thought this Sunday afternoon match, I expressed my warning, but they really kind of had a different vibe, and they were having a lot of fun.
Mojo.
There you go. They had different mojo that day, and I thought I did notice that they were enjoying playing.
Okay.
Seemed like a little bit different team than when we saw them in Omaha a few days ago. So,
including Hayden Kubik came off the bench.
She came off the bench, and she ended up being like second highest scorer. She hit over 200 with 11 points, and she came off the bench in the second, maybe third set. I can't remember. But yeah, I actually named her as my lip for
that match.
For that match, yeah. And sorry, go ahead.
What I noticed was that at the setter position seemed to bring a ton of energy and cohesion. I'm looking for, what's her name? Marley
Monserrat.
Yeah, to lead this team to some wins.
I actually have a note about her too. I am obsessed with her. I think she's one of my favorites, and unfortunately I never got to play with her, but she just seems like such a leader, vocally, emotionally, and just with her play. And I just so much admire her for that. I can just really see how she cheers on her team, and she gets them all wild up. And so I really enjoy watching her. I think she has so many good intangibles.
Yes. So that was the final match of the week 1.
Hold on. I also want to point out what is super interesting. I don't know if you noticed this, but Orlando, their first match, they played Charity Looper and Courtney Schwann, I think is her last name, on the outsides. For this Sunday match, they played totally two different players. They played Lindsay Vanderweed. I always know. Yep. I don't never know if I pronounce that right. And Hannah Maddox.
Okay.
And they did great.
Right.
They were great. They were effective. They killed it. They scored well. And so I'm like, what an interesting task that Amy Pauley's going to have ahead of her of like, who's going to play? Because they have 4 great pins.
What a blessing and a curse to have 4 outstanding outsides.
Yeah. So I'm curious too, like coaching wise, like I'm curious what that strategy was.
Yeah. I mean,
whatever
it was, it worked, right?
To that decision. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So moving on.
So let's just quickly recap. Supernovas are 2-0, right? Orlando's 2-0. Indies 1-0. Vibe are 1-1. Fury are 1-1. Dallas is 0-1. And then the Rise are 0-2 and the Mojo are 0-2.
Yes.
So we got a couple undefeated teams. Well, 3 undefeated teams going into week 2, which takes us to the next segment. Player of the week from our eyes.
Yes.
From your eyes.
I would agree. My player of the week also lines up with the MLV's player of the week, which is Sarah Wilhite Parsons.
Okay.
She scored, like we said, she set that franchise record in game 1. And then in game 2, she was also their team leading scorer with 24 points. So, I got to go to her.
Okay. For me, I think the player of the week for me, from my perspective, is the huge win for Columbus against the Atlanta Vibe. And I got to give it to Raina Terry. I mean, she showed up and actually willed that team to a win. So my player of the week, Raina Terry. Hopefully she can continue to do that from week to week and lead the Fury to some wins.
Yeah, that's a good pick.
Rookie of the week.
I think I would go with I don't know if MLB chose a rookie of the week, but I would go with Sophia from Dallas.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that she did a great job. I think I remember her struggling a little bit. I think it was maybe in the third set, but she came back, and so she was a great scorer. She was doing all the things too, like serving, passing, defense, blocking. So I was really impressed with her.
Along those lines, very quickly, how hard is it for a rookie to make an adjustment from the college to the pro, especially on the outside with Maldonado Diaz?
I mean, you are thrown into the fire. You got to learn quickly, and they've had at least like a month now of training
together.
Is that
all it takes?
So I think to some extent, yes, that's all it takes. But you're obviously going to get better the more you practice, the more you play, the more you're around it. So I think we'll just say that she's there's still room to grow for every single player.
Right.
But
having a veteran setter like Nati can only help accelerate that learning curve.
Yeah.
Lastly, the kill of the week. I got a kill of the week.
Yeah,
I kind of made this one up. Did you see it?
I did see it. I know which one you're going to pick. Well, tell everybody what you're thinking of.
You tell them.
No, you tell them. You tell them. It's your thing.
This just kind of caught my eye, so I wanted to put it on the sub. It was Brooke Mosier, righty. She's a righty, right? Or is she ambidextrous? Righty setter.
I actually don't know what she is. I think
her
she's
jump
a
serve
righty.
is a righty.
I think she's a righty, but
she took the second ball and absolutely destroyed it with her left hand like she's a lefty.
Yes.
And I haven't seen that level of kill from a setter in quite some time. So that was my kill of the week.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't know if it was how it impacted the match at all. And I didn't care. I just knew that it was cool.
It was cool. I think Morgan Hens, with just her expertise, she knew that she had Brooke in the front row and has this capability. So I think Morgan purposely set her up, pass the ball tight so that she could absolutely crush it.
And so that's intentional.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Okay. Absolutely. Yeah. When you have a taller setter,
athletic,
and you get blessed with a free ball, you got to punish that other
team.
Them pay. You got to make them pay.
Let them know you're here.
I know that Morgan is smart enough. She did that on purpose.
Okay. Good pass. So we are looking forward to this week. We get started on Wednesday in the MLB this week. Is that right?
Yes. Fury versus Rise.
What's your pick?
Okay. This week, I feel like a lot of hot takes.
What is a hot take?
It's like, it's risky that I'm going to say it, and there might be a lot of people that disagree.
What's new?
Right? Yeah. Welcome to the podcast world. So Fury versus Rise, I have, and so this is at Rise.
Yes,
this is
in Grand Rapids.
I am picking Fury in 4.
Same.
Oh.
Maybe 3.
Okay.
Yep. Same. Moving right along to Thursday, January 15th, San Diego Mojo at the Dallas Pulse. Give me your pick.
Dallas in 3.
Dallas with the sweep.
Yeah, I'm going for it.
I like the Mojo energy. I think eventually they're going to come around and creep up some teams.
I didn't say this, but they're opposite. The foreigner, I can't think of her name.
6'5", 6'6", number 6.
She performed a lot better on Sunday's match, as well as Maren Grote.
Yes.
She had like 14 points.
Yes.
So you're right. Maybe the Mojo, they got the mojo.
Maybe they get their mojo together against Dallas, and who knows where we end up. But I'm looking for a more competitive match. You called for a sweep?
Yeah, but listen, let me remind you.
I'm listening.
That when I say sweep, it could be 28-26, 26-24. Like, I do think that it will be a battle.
I got less than a sweep. So I'm not going with the sweep, but I am going with the Dallas Pulse.
Okay. All right.
Friday, January 16th, Atlanta Vibe at the Omaha Supernovas.
I can't wait to
Is this a rivalry game or not? Is it or not?
I think that's a great question that a lot of people need an answer to. Personally, I would say no, it's not a rivalry, but somehow it was made into a rivalry, but not from us, the players. But anyway.
Are you expecting a 5-setter? Let's just go down from there.
This is this is interesting.
Okay.
I'm going Novas with the sweep.
With the sweep.
I do. But again, I think it will be so hard. But I'm risking it for the biscuit.
Okay. What do you think about the Omaha native or Creighton player, rookie, getting sent? She plays for the Vibe. Her name's Ava Martin.
Yeah.
Do you think she's going to get in? She got in a couple of times over the last couple matches to serve. What do you think? Do you think though?
I don't think she's going to start.
Okay. No, not start, but you think she might come in and serve?
Yeah, if there's a need, she'll fulfill it.
Okay.
But I don't think she'll get the start. But we'll see.
Okay, you got the Supernovas in a sweep?
I do. Although I am risking it because we have, Bird is coming back and, Merritt and Morgan were with Atlanta. So I'm sure
is there some beef?
That's why I'm
is there some beef? Do we know? Or
I don't know
we're
if
just
there's
assuming that maybe there's some.
I don't know if there's any beef grilling, but maybe I don't know, but we'll see. So I just think that they might use that for momentum.
Novas in 5.
Okay.
Novas in 5. Saturday,
Nice.
January 17th, we got the Indy Ignite at the Columbus Fury.
I'm going Fury in 5.
Fury in 5.
Yeah.
I got Indy in 4. Indy in 4.
Oh, this is a big difference. Okay.
Yes.
We'll see.
You have some high expectations for the Columbus.
I'm liking what I'm seeing.
Okay. I guess we'll wait and see. That's Saturday. Sunday, Orlando Valkyries are at the Omaha Supernovas.
Yep. So another
home match for the Novas.
Mm-hmm.
What do you see there?
This one was really hard for me.
Okay.
Which it was the hardest one for me to pick, but I think I'm going Novas in 5.
Okay. I'll rock with that.
Okay.
Yeah. We'll have to wait and see. That one's on CBS Sports Network. Again, I'm expecting a good match, competitive, with the Novas coming out on top in 5.
Yeah.
And then we have the Atlanta Vibe at the San Diego Mojo.
Okay. So again, this is why I'm like, these are really hot takes, but I'm going with Mojo in 5. They played so well on Sunday at their home gym. Remember, they were looking like they were loving it. The energy, their mojo was on. Players were starting to put up better numbers.
Mm-hmm.
It's a Sunday again. I think I'm rocking with them.
Okay, I'm going with the Vibe in 4.
Okay.
Vibe in 4.
I love that we're different.
Yep. We'll see where we land at the end of next week.
Yeah.
Also, we have our fantasy league going on. That's in the works.
That's in the works.
We put a shout out last time. Now we have some formulation of a league coming together on the fantasy. Do you want to talk a little bit about that?
Maybe we'll save that for next pod.
Stay tuned for next pod.
Keep the people hungry for more.
If you want to be a part of our fantasy league, make sure you put your team in the comments or something. Is that a thing? Just give us a thumbs up.
We'll give them instructions next pod.
Oh, we're going to let the cat out of the bag?
Yeah.
Okay, let's do it. Thanks again for joining us on the Major League Minute, where we talk about all things Major League Volleyball. We'll see you next time.
Wait. Set.
Oh, we got to do this?
Major League Minute.
I can't set this way. My left arm's dead.
Oh, we did switch sides today. All right, maybe we'll switch back. I just had a zit on this side of my face I wanted to hide. All right, guys. See you next time.